So, I have always been a very spiritual person. Always. Since I was a kid, the dreams were on point. Okay? If I had a dream about it, it was getting ready to happen. Period. I'm still like that. Okay? But it's moved past dreams now. Like, it's, it's worlds away from dreams. I still have dreams, right? But dreams are like the last resort for spirit to get in touch with me. Like, there's so many other ways they can just be like, yo, we're trying to get you this tea. We're trying to make sure you know what's going on. You use your common sense. Use your spiritual common sense, girl. You know what's up. Okay? So, I come from a background where my entire family were Jehovah's Witnesses. I was one. I got kicked out. Blah, 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 blah. Long time ago. Technically 30 years ago. So it's like, it's not really a part of my life anymore. But my family, they're all still witnesses. So I don't really have a working relationship with them at all. Except for a couple people. Okay? But it's not like even then. Even then, it's like, it's just respect. And it's the relationship I'm supposed to have with these people. You know what I mean? Because they're family. So, when death comes around in my family, I go to funerals and stuff like that. Or I go to their memorials. I do it, go to their talks. And then I bounce. Because ultimately, we believe totally different. I think the shakeup is, especially for me as a spiritualist, the shakeup is when they pass or there is a funeral. And I had a family member living with me at one time. I was living with them, all that kind of stuff back and forth. They go to funerals in that organization and sometimes come back with energies that were people that died a long time ago. Hello. And I'd be like, what? Like, what are you doing here? Like, So, it took some time for that to happen, which was like confirmation I was good. I'm fine. The doomsday stuff and everything that the organization put out there was like not always anything that I really fed into. But when I was young, I did. As I became older, it's just like, it's enough with the fear-based tactics and all that. To see now these people who have an idea, they have their whole process is that they're going to live forever in a paradise earth. They don't expect to die. As they are dying, the people that they're leaving behind are, I don't know, disillusioned is the best word that I can put out there. Like the fog is being wiped away. The brain fog is being cleared. Like you're now being made aware that humanity is all humanity. We all have a process that we're here doing. Not everybody else got this wrong. Somebody interpreted something and a whole bunch of people had a serious promotion campaign and everybody bought a hook, line, and sinker. And this is one of those frontiers that they are hitting, especially for an older age group, seeing people pass away. Now, they have a process set up for that, but during the time that this group of people were coming in, because they're all like in their 70s, I don't know what they were putting in the Kool-Aid. It was grape Kool-Aid back then because I was little and I remember it. At their assemblies and stuff. This group of people, for some reason, really believes that they're going to be here forever. And it's really hurting them as more and more of their peers and stuff are dying. Okay? in the Orisha tradition, we have an entire process for when people pass, for when priests pass, for when, family members pass, when ancestors come through, have something to say, etc., etc. So that's just a different way of looking. And I say this age group really, brought hook, line, and sinker that they're just going to be here forever, because they're still amassing numbers. So there must have been a bit of a change in the message. I don't know. I haven't been in an organization for 30 years. I got kicked out a long time ago. So, and I don't keep up with my family trying to figure out what they're doing. Everybody got different lives that they're living. But I think that as I move forward and in my life, because what I love to do is I love to help people. I love to help people. That's the main thing. Like, how can I help? How can I help you? How can I be of service? Right? And, like I just finished doing some work for someone that I was working for. I worked with this lady been working with her for years. She's a regular. I like to really help people come to solution. If I can't, I find my elders, they help. You understand what I mean? So it's just a totally different life I'm completely in. And as a result, I don't really have time to tap into family stuff that's going on. But I'll become aware of things that are happening as people are getting sick, if it's a very serious sickness, stuff like that. And there's not much I'm going to get involved with from that standpoint, because I really respect that we live different lives. And I just respect it. Okay? Now, I think this last one has me this last death in the family, this most recent one, has me so upset, because I think you want to see people do well no matter what. But also, not only do I want to see you do well, I want to do well right along with you so we can all see it. And I think that that's what's got me a little ticked off, that I'm turning a corner on some big stuff right now. And she left here before she could see it. Because I didn't find out till very recently, within the past few years, that she was a mitigating factor of negativity in my life. A huge amount of it. You can have a person sitting in your life looking at you. It shouldn't have no effect on you. But if you don't know it, and this person has access to you, and let's say access to your home, access to your refrigerator, access to your bathroom, access to sitting in your living room watching a little TV, access to a glass of water if they ask for it, whatever, right? I recently heard that she called what I practice dark. And I was like, you don't know anything about it. You have no idea of what you're even looking at, but that's what you're thinking. And everyone's entitled to their opinion. The problem is, now you spreading stuff, number one. And number two, she was really spreading very crazy, like outlandish ideas about me. And I saw her doing it. Man, now it's just like, because we have a different faith, we have a different belief over here, so it's just like, she's energy now. She's in the process of completely transitioning up to that point where she's going to be at, because we have a process in our tradition within regards to ancestors, and it takes some time to be able, and not ancestor, because she wouldn't be necessarily an ancestor of mine, but she's definitely in the group of the dead that I know, right? Ancestors, people who are elevated at that level, who would really work to help you are different people. They're just different. They were different in life, and they are different in spirit. They're different people. And I just don't think, for me, that energy, like, no. I don't see it. Now, I don't know. Spirit might say, oh, yeah, she's advanced to that level some years down the line. But it's going to take her some time. Very decided. And the thing about it is, she was hiding in plain sight. Hiding in plain sight. And so now your stuff is out there. You know, and when I say now your stuff is out there, I'm talking about some years ago. Like when I became aware of everything. I was like, wait a minute, what? Why am I on this person's brain so much? Like, what? I did not get it. And I really mean, like, what do you mean? I'm over here. I don't have nothing to do with you. Not at that level. And I mean, literally, maybe high and by and passing. You understand? Because of the religious divide, we didn't see each other or speak that much. It was just like, hey, how you doing? Oh, okay. But there's so much that was going on behind the scenes that was causing a bigger problem. And now, like, and as I've said here numerous times since this has happened, I'm mad. I'm not sad about it. I get sad about it, and then I switch back into anger when I hear my mom almost crying over the loss of her best friend. But that relationship was causing a lot of issues for me. It really was. It really was. With this person, with her sister. What I don't really understand is how people really honestly believe that they're putting so much energy into thinking about you and what you do. On a regular basis, people put a lot of energy into thinking about you and what you do, especially for some reason when you ain't thinking about them. I am a grown woman. I'm a mother. I'm a grandmother. I'm not thinking about you. I have responsibilities that I like to actually arrive for and handle. It may be different than how you do it, but I'm coming, honey. I'm going to get there. The problem was the fact that I would come, I would get there, I would get the responsibilities handled, and how was I doing it? How was I doing it? Was that like any of your business? I didn't see it in a very negative way. I almost look at it as harmless. At some point, I became aware it wasn't so harmless. It was actually pretty vicious, what was going on. And it was when I became aware, wait a minute, they thinking about me. They talking about me. Why? Like, we don't even go to the same cookie store. We don't even go to the same grocery store. We don't even cross paths on public transportation, on highways, byways, back roads, in the suburbs, in the rural area, in the city. We only see each other if this person happened to be coming to pick up the family member that I was either living with or was living with me at different times. Other than that, there was no interaction. And in most cases when that happened, I wasn't around, or I wasn't a part of that process. I got to see over time as she got older. She was a very mean and nasty person. And again, I attributed a lot of that to the faith. I think a lot of it had to do with the fact that not having I feel that women should have fully well-rounded lives. I feel that men should have fully well-rounded lives. But for some reason, the world that we live in, the patriarchy has permeated everywhere. And so men are seen in a different way, and they're treated like they are the coup de grace. Okay, the creme de la creme. Everybody wants to get into their presence, but not necessarily a woman's. And as a woman, I don't know. I always questioned anyone's ability to just stay outside of the parameters of life based on dogma that wasn't serving them. Because she was not a happy person. And I'm not exaggerating when I say that. Her happy times was eating and TV. Is it? And a cup of coffee. That's it. There was no cultivating of a relationship with anyone. Not a real one. And the relationship that she had that was even close with the family members that she had, she made it her business to alienate them with how she talked to them. Very mean person. I've never seen anything like this before in my life. And I still don't see it. What I see is snideness. I've never seen nobody come direct at people like that and just be that nasty. And the nastiness showed up in the transition. And I wasn't shocked. When the way everything went down, I was like, I am not in shock. I made my peace with everything way before it happened. But when I say way before it happened, I would say days. Because I was just aware of the trajectory. I knew the trajectory when the diagnosis and everything came out. But the very fact, and I have alluded to this in other videos, that myself and 2 other people in this family were recommending the same type of treatments for her. The 2 other people are in a religion with her. Have had the disease that she, not the same kind, but have had cancer in different parts of their bodies. And they all did holistic healing for themselves. Do you understand? She took it to a whole level of the meanness and the arrogance of nobody knew nothing but her. Or they didn't know nothing. She was always like that. I didn't see it. I'm not seeing it until now. It's like the sum total parts of this person was always that way. Live your life. It is my determination from here on out. Y'all going to see a brand new channel here. Because bathing in herbs is what I am. And the herbs is what I was recommending to this family member. I recommended herbs to her over and over again because herbs work. The propaganda, the promotion, that is everything that tells you what to take, don't work. Okay? They get you sicker and sicker until you getting up on out of here. Okay? But I ain't mentioning no specific medicines and nothing, because you know we're just gonna be okay. Y'all do what y'all do, but I'm gonna tell you now, here at Bathing in Herbs, we're bathing in some herbs. We're gonna bathe our lives and life in some herbs. Okay? I'm going full out from now on about everything, because I'm livid at the amount of lack of living and anger and meanness that I saw this person perpetuate through life, holding a grip over people. And it wasn't for the benefit of those people. They knew to ignore her when they got, not to even ask her nothing when they got their diagnosis. They don't go to her. You don't know nothing. They went to herbalists. They did research. They're still here. The human body is an amazing thing. This planet that we are on is an amazing thing. Okay? We are on a planet where so much abundance is always being pointed at us. We can always get through a lot. Now, I'm not saying that transition is not supposed to happen, because it is. And I had to make my peace with that years ago, because growing up in a Jehovah's Witness family, the thought is you just going to live forever. And it's just like, When I was a kid, I was so covered by spiritual energy that there was no denying that maybe something was a little off about the teachings of the religion. But I went along with it. It's my family. And then eventually when I got kicked out, I never went back. Because it didn't ring true for me. It didn't ring true for me. My Fetty Funo about to lie. It did not ring true for me. Now, for other people, it does. And it is a good, rock-solid foundation. They can count on the people and everything in there for what life they want to live. Howsoever, over here, spirit is real. I've had the experiences since I was a little kid. A lot of them. A lot. What? Don't hold your life up based on dogma and nonsense. And when I say nonsense, I mean things you can't prove. You just kind of taking it as rote from a platform, a pulpit, whatever. A temple, wherever you at. But life is showing you something different. Life is showing you its beauty. Don't be afraid of life's beauty. This planet is gorgeous. The abundance on this planet is amazing. You know, there is a lake. I think it's called, it's in Glacier National Park. I think it's called Lake Placid. It's not Lake Placid. I have to look up the lake. I have to look up the lake, and I will put it in a, I'll put it as a hashtag and the name or whatever, you know, I put on this video. Anyway, matter of fact, I'll probably use it as a picture. And also put the name of it there. But my point to you is, it's full of multicolored rocks. It's in Montana, Glacier National Park. You fly into the FCA airport, and there are lodgings and everything up there. They don't get summer for that long. Winter is a real thing up there. You know, Huskies would love it. Okay, if you got a husky, you would love it, love it, love it. But my point to you is that that's beauty. There are caves with clearings of green rivers or green waters just flowing through that you can go and heal in. Think about the areas where there's Dead Sea and you can bathe there and you can heal yourself. Think about the different continents and what they represent as far as beauty around the world. Don't decide that there's no beauty in the world because you're listening to a man or a woman, a human, when the planet is giving you a message. And even a person like myself is giving you a message saying there's a lot of beauty out there. Go find it. Go find the beauty. If you find beauty, beauty finds you. If you find love, love finds you. If you search for beauty, beauty appears. If you search for love, love appears. If you search for money, money appears. But that seems to be the only thing that gets people rocking and rolling right now is money. But you need to understand that in order to be really awash in the energy that will bring you that type of financial abundance, you need to accept the beauty everywhere else on this planet. You need to accept the beauty of spirit everywhere. Spirit is not just about, ghosts and scepters and messages. Spirit is literally an energy that you can feel when you walk into a forest, when you're at the beach, when you're at the river, when you're in a field of fresh flowers, wild flowers, and they're just growing. The time I was being trained and exposed to the religion as I was growing up, my family's religion, was a good time for me because it really gave me a sense of regularity, of routine. But when it was time for me to be gone, I was gone, baby. Goodbye. They kicked me out. Okay, I'm going. And I never went back. I tried to But I didn't really give it anything. It wasn't for me. It never was. It was just a process, and I never officially went back. You understand what I'm saying? I just couldn't do that because I know that there is so much out there to see, and I'm gonna go see it. What I'm not gonna do is stay here in this little city thinking that that's all the world had to offer me. And that is what this aunt said. That is what this aunt did. She was just, oh my God. And if you tried to change her, not tried to change her view, but take her someplace good with you, she would poo-poo all over it and make it bad. What type of person does that? I never saw her like that. I really didn't. I chose to see the good parts in her. But as we got older, and I say we because I was her niece, as we got older, it was very clear to me that this woman was miserable. And in misery, you look for misery and you find more misery. Man, I'm looking for a good cup of tea. And I'm getting ready to have it. Okay? I'm looking for love. And I got it. Okay? It's a good thing. Listen. Peace and blessings to all of you. And I mean every single person. Because I don't got no problem with nobody and no religion, including Jehovah's Witnesses. Please know that. Peace and blessings be unto all of you. If that is what works for you, Ashe. But also respect others and what works for them. I realize that the very foundation of the organization that is what I'm talking about, that my family is in, requires that they proselytize. That's what they do. But we don't cross paths. We're not a part of each other's lives, and that's okay. It's okay. I've created my own family, like I said, mother and grandmother. Okay, and I have cousins and stuff like that. It's an okay thing. It's very important to remember that life is full of abundance and joy and happiness, and that you can go out there and find it and be completely entrenched in that world. If you ever wake up and you find yourself amongst the people that are talking very negatively and nasty and everything, just go back out. Find the abundance. Because ultimately, we all become energy again. And when we all become energy again, I think we learn even more. See y'all. Peace.